to continue with the non-violent defiance struggle, to dismantle the Museveni hegemony, and take power back to the people. We know the foundation and cornerstone of our constitution is the will of the people. Unfortunately, the will of the people, as you all know, has since been hijacked by family rule. And this family rule is getting entrenched by the day. Therefore, the need for us to step up the measures we have to undertake to bring it down. So we will continue with the civic action at all levels to ensure that the family rule is once and for all is dismantled, and that the people of Uganda regain their sovereign authority as envisioned in the preamble and other provisions of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. The second front is about the electoral processes, because we have the 2026 campaigns elections around the corner. And it's our understanding that this joint platform we have assembled, we have established, will offer us the gravitas that we need to take on the forces, the vicious forces that captured the state, together with all the institutions of the state. We are alive to the fact that elections by and in themselves cannot demolish or dismantle Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's hegemony without the people of Uganda asserting their will. Because this has happened before. Museveni has been defeated several times in elections, but the victory robbed. This is what has been happening on all occasions. So in addition to getting into the electoral processes or participating in this election, extra efforts need to be undertaken, and this is what we are working on, to guarantee the will of the people and ensure that it prevails and that victory is not robbed from us. We firmly believe that the struggle during elections is about creating the necessary critical mass for Ugandans to be able to regain control of the state. And we are going to vigorously pursue this as a team. And we are again alive to that fact that there are many vicious forces that would tend to distract us. So it's not lost on us that the regime is also on its radar to keep monitoring whatever we are doing. Our assurance to you is that we have paid attention to detail in establishing this platform and also executing this MOU and other guiding instruments. We have been extra cautious to ensure that we deal with those weaklings, those fissures within our formations and the entire opposition. We know Mr. Museveni has dichotomized the opposition along the divide of good opposition and bad opposition. If you are genuine and determined to dislodge the family rule from power, you are bad opposition. If you are indulging in what normally the 50 columnists do, massaging and caressing the dictator, then you are good opposition. We know those forces are going to be, they will militate against us using those 50 columnists, the good opposition, but we are equally determined to deal with the same. Violence is the order of the day. We know this. Violence is what Mr. Museveni has mastered to control power. It has now reached a point where it does not use the conventional military apparatus or security organs, but also militias, the goons. So as we assemble this morning and execute this MOU and prepare to take on the junta, bear in mind that we are going to face off with the militias, with the goons. You know, when you are dealing with a criminal state, everything is possible. So what we are dealing with today is a criminal state. These marauding criminals you saw on the streets, we want to emphasize they are well trained, they are facilitated, and they are unleashed by the state to the citizenry. For us, we believe in a non-violent struggle. No amount of provocation is going to drag us into violence. But make no mistake to assume that we are going to turn the other cheek. No. Get prepared to take the bull by the horns. We want to send a strong message to General Kaguta Museveni that the troops we are assembling are ready to take on the forces they are bringing. And as much as we do not want bloodshed again in this country, but we are determined to push back under all circumstances. As we signed this MOU this morning, both of us, PFF and ANTI, as a team, are also at the same time increasing our speed in achieving a similar understanding with other political parties and groups with a similar orientation like us. We believe we realize something more in good time for the forthcoming general elections. And the goodwill and the conscience of our partners and colleagues in this. We are aware that we are going into elections without any reforms because the regime does not want meaningful electoral reforms. It cannot be gainsaid that as we talk today, one cannot expect Parliament to pass reforms in as much as people are enthusiastic about them. There are some forces some colleagues who are enthusiastic about electoral reforms. But if we are in July and the nominations are in September, and some of the reforms may require even a referendum, because the meaningful reforms you would want would definitely have to touch on what they call some of the entrenched provisions in the Constitution. Unfortunately, there's no time for those reforms. We are alive to that fact. So we are going into this as is. Let us not be duped by the Mao reforms, where he's talking about use of biometrics of biometric machines. And you've heard General Kaguta Museveni has been so hyper about use of biometric machines to the extent that he has decreed no one will be permitted to cast their vote unless they are verified by those biometric machines. But we also know their maneuvers and manipulations. Definitely, they will have to have those machines manipulated to their benefit, and they want to use it as a ploy to disenfranchise many Ugandans, especially in our strongholds. People queuing up in lining up in longer queues, and then they claim the machines are not operational. And it is surprising up to now, even those who are supposed to man them have not been properly trained up to now, up to the present moment. So you are talking about digitizing or digitalizing elections, but no meaningful step is being taken to achieve that. So we should roundly reject the bogus amendments being touted by Honorable Norbert Mao as the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. We shouldn't be in any way duped. Finally, Museveni has already started orchestrating violence, and you should keep your antennas high. The bomb scare, the security alerts, you have been treated to of recent. How well choreographed. On Matters Day, you said there was a bomb blast recently at Karere just the other week, last week. Everybody was meant to scamper for their dear lives with that scare. And Museveni's machinations are not about to end. As he's aging, he would like to have it on a silver platter. So most probably, he will recreate all those kinds of situations to scare the masses and also send the country into a panicky mode about security issues. We will not be surprised if he issues a security alert. They call it class what? Class 1. Stand by. And then a state of emergency, most probably will have to be declared to ensure that there is no free and fair competition. Because what he fears is public assemblies. He fears so much. So as you deal with the paranoid regime, be alive to that fact that Museveni will stop at nothing in orchestrating those kind of antics to scare us. The lasting solution to impunity is an awakened and organized population. This is why we need defiance civil actions by the people themselves, including vote and election victory protectors. So we are going to work out the mechanisms in the coming days of how we are going to pursue this jointly to ensure that we create a bulwark that may not be easily assailed by Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. So this platform we are coming up with is going to pursue those issues jointly to ensure that we get this country back into our hands. The very final one, get prepared on the day we are going to organize to take this document to Luzira for retired Colonel Dr. Chiza to sign. And my request is that we shouldn't be only the people on this side. Let's pay homage to Luzira. Let's visit them in big numbers. Even if you wait outside, but it should be a very big day when we go to Luzira for retired Colonel Dr. Chiza Besigye to execute, to append his signature on this very, very important document. Because he has participated in the processes of executing the same, even when he's under incarceration. And I would request again, please, let's fight for all the prisoners of conscience, the political prisoners of whatever color. Let us assemble a team to deal with the same so that we'll gain freedom for our people, our comrades who are languishing in various detention centers. There are those in Chitalia, there are those in Ruzira, there are those in other various prisons and other detention centers, gazetted and ungazetted. So the struggle is ours. So please, whatever political prisoner, because scores are going to be arrested, scores are going to be imprisoned, men are going to be brutalized. Let's rise to the occasion and come to that particular point where we defend all of them.